I think we're good to go. All right. My goal is to kind of speed through at least the beginning because there are certain things we went over. Actually, so wait, when is the date of this? The date is 5 days ago. All right. So you know what? Maybe we are gonna go through the beginning stuff a tiny bit because I was thinking this PB was a little bit not as recent, and there were probably things that he wanted that we already went over. But you know what? I think we're just gonna rip this apart. So let's just start this from the beginning. It's gonna be a lot of me looking to the right. Let's fix this. I don't know why I'm not watching the video. Too busy trying to make sure I look good. Ah, there we go. Is that good? Put the microphone here. You guys like that? Yeah, let's try that. Right, let's go back. All right, I'm gonna imagine he knows how to mash out of bed. We did go over pumping. I think he was like not so interested in it, so I'm not gonna worry about that. We're trying to crush it and get like a low 130, so we're not gonna sweat over that too much. Vinny, hello, how you doing? DPS and DFS, how are you guys doing? Doing a little PB review. Oh, he got the pixel. He held left. Did you guys see that? Wait, what? There's music playing? Uh-oh. All right, there's no more music playing. No, I had my capture still going. Good point. DFS, thank you for fixing that. Whoops. All right, we're good now. No, thank you for pointing that out. You lose so much time to pumping. You're talking to yourself here? Wow, this is actually very interesting. The only pumping I really push people to do is at least like if you're walking past a wall and then there's like nothing to lose from trying to pump. So you might as well try, but if you're concerned about your controller, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think it looks better. Oh, sorry. We already talked about whether it looks better without the filter or not. How are you doing, by the way? Happy Wednesday. All right, let's get back to this. Can he hold down, guys? All right, he held down. All right, here's the real first room that I want to watch. Good. We dodged the grass. Okay. Yeah, we're through. All right, the only thing I just want to point out real quick, and it's like a really small thing, you don't have to walk all the way to this, like, whatever you want to call this, this pink bush. You can actually go 3/4 down here and slash left, and when you nudge this bush here, you can just hold left, and you'll nudge this bush, and then it's actually a little bit faster. So test out only going 3/4 down. It doesn't save that much time, but you know what? It can be a little bit more convenient. But you did a great job of baiting this guy around. So we're good with this. 9 out of 10, courtyard. Up to you. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but usually I'm going like this, and then I'm pumping against this wall, and then going like this. I don't think it's that much of a difference. I don't feel like this is going out of your way. I mean, unless you're pumping against this wall, there's probably no need for you to walk all the way to left. You could just hold up left here to the wall and then take this line. But this is the more traditional right here. I will tell you that. This is to kind of cut through here. And then when this guy goes left, you kind of cut underneath him, and you should be fast enough. I hold my sword and stab the last bush just in case the mindless guard gets in my way. That is a very good tactic if he gets in the way. If he doesn't get in the way, then don't hold the sword. But no, that's actually a very good point. So you slash the last bush, and when the guy's like right in front of blocking you, you just hold your sword out, and it will boop him. So yes, good point. Good point. That's actually harder, isn't it? Because since you're coming from this lower angle, you would have had to stop. Oh, use your pencil. You would have had to stop here and then gone left. And that's why you got bopped here. Maybe coming from this angle, it's a little bit easier to hit this lane underneath him. There's always going to be this free lane underneath him. He never is on this wall. At least I've never seen. So let me do this again. I have too many lines on the screen. So it's like that. I don't know. Maybe it's harder coming from the bottom. And so that's the main reason why we don't do that. Unfortunate.
Bad RNG.
Lined up with the wall. Good. That's fine. You could pump against this if you want to be sweaty, but I'm not worried. This is a good room to talk about. So you can kind of see this guy as you walk into the room. I guess you can't. I don't know if it's your capture or not, but you should be able to see this shadow. And when you walk into the room, you'll see if he walks right or not. He obviously walks down, so you see him immediately, but you can kind of cheat and see this shadow at the very top up here. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm at the top. And if I see him move all the way to the right, I kind of just like go here to this lane. So that way he can I can walk past him. And then obviously I'm going to have to deal with like a couple more guards. If this guard looks right, that sucks. If the big guy over here starts to move right, there's more to it. But at least I know where this guard is that I can't see at the moment. So you can kind of cheat and see this guy's shadow a little bit. Let's see the rest of this room before I rip it apart. Okay. I think this ends up working out for you because this guy moves to the right, but most of the time, or I should say all the time, you should be up against this wall. And if you have to slash this guy and get him out of the way, that's fine. But by moving this way, you're kind of, you see how I'm doing this longer path to the air? Like you're trying to get to over here, your door. So I recommend if this guy doesn't block the wall, just go straight to the wall. If he goes straight to the wall, then choose the lane that he's in right now and then move to the right afterwards. Now, this guy in particular, this big guy, you kind of just have to slash him and deal with him. Going around him is usually very slow. So I'd recommend just slashing him twice. If you can clink him, that's fine. But I would say do your best to... Oh, no. Oh, no. What happens? I lost my stuff. There we go. Do your best to take this path as best you can. And if you have to move a little bit to the side or you have to slash this big guy, but that should always be the goal. So it's either straight to the right and this way, or you want to go straight up this way if this guy gets in the way. If he blocks the wall or the other guy blocks the wall. But your goal should be the wall. Yeah. So you ended up going all the way over here. Boop, 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 boop. That takes a lot of time. And it's only 13 or 15 frames for it's like 15 frames for a sword slash. And you walking like this takes a lot more time than you think than just dealing with the guard. So I'd recommend experimenting with that. All right, cool. All right, let's see how key guard 1 goes. Let's see this guy. Can I ask you a question? Am I crazy, guys? Is there like a slant to... Am I crazy? Maybe it's just my monitor. I'm looking at this line and it looks like it's like... I'm going to exaggerate when I do this. Oh, shoot. I'm going to exaggerate, but... Great. Yeah, add the ruler. I'm going to hit that ruler at least 5 times. I kind of feel like it's going like this a little bit. Is it not straight? Are my eyes crooked? I just feel like this carpet is going downward here. I don't know. Maybe it's my monitor sitting on there. You guys see crooked? Or am I just crazy? You think the capture's off? Okay. It's not me. I mean, it probably is me, but... Oh, it looks right to you? Then it's me. Unfortunate. Honestly, a good recovery. But we went over that a few times. 1 step. That was perfect. That was very good. We could talk about this. It's very small, but you can hold down right from here. I'm not using my pencil. To here. And just hold down right the entire time until you get to even like this lane. By hitting down right multiple times, you're technically setting up for a couple of anti-pumps. So if Link's walking 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, you might end up doing a 1-2, 1-1-1, 2-1-1-1-2. Just possible. Just to point that out there. All right, I gotta stop pressing spacebar. That's what's causing me to mess this up. Okay. Honestly, it's pretty minimal. You can kind of diagonal across this a little bit and cheats just a smidge. Okay. Let's see how you do with this. I know this is a room we went over a lot. Oh my god. That's unfortunate. Just a little too low. Sometimes you get away with that and it can be a frame rule. And sometimes he does see you and sometimes he doesn't, but unfortunate. I know you know that room, so I don't need to go over it. You slashed, which is good. Okay. You do not have to go that high. Let me show you this. This is really good. Remember I explained to you, spin attacks are really squares. That counts as killing him. Because he's going to walk into that. You're probably actually good here too. That's pretty sweaty in case he sees you and then you stop. But you are definitely killing him right there. So this is a very good room. We did not go over and practice too much. But your spin attack is humongous square. And as long as he doesn't walk left, you should always be walking up. Whether he walks down, right, or up, you can always just walk straight up to kill him. And down is one of the best RNGs. So just pop him. You have to walk up anyway into the door on the right. You want me to go back to the long hallway? The DPS? Sorry, I didn't see that message until a minute later. In this room? Well, I'm saying is he kind of walked up too high, and then he moved to the left. Do you see that? Here. I'm talking about... I gotta stop clicking that. Going to here, spin attacking, and then going to the right. He walked up to here and then walked that way. Yeah, the left. I was brushing that movement off. Oh, I see what you're saying. Maybe it's minimal and I'm hitting more of a diagonal by doing your spin attack a little bit sooner, but then you're also losing this distance here, right? Of walking with more attack. Maybe it's not as big of a deal, but I'm just letting you know you could definitely spin a little bit earlier than that. I gather you meant this room. I should have mentioned that. Does that make sense though? Of trying to do this as soon as possible of killing him, and therefore you can just go straight there. Oh, I gotta do this first. Let's see how many steps extra. I don't know, like 4 or 5 pixels approximately. Perfect. Held upright. Did you see how he held upright right there to face up towards the chest? Perfect. Yep, I'm good with that room. Very good room to practice as well. Don't ever get that heart. I don't think it ever makes it to you, does it? Yeah. I don't. It's all good. It makes sense. It's right there. But yeah, you should never. You can't boomerang that heart. All right, let's see how the Bolin shin guards. It can make it to you even when you're on the top. Okay. You were just a little too slow. You had the movement the first time. You just had to cut this corner a little bit and you would have gotten this first slash. Oh my god, you take forever. All right. I think right about here, I would have started holding right. I think that's the problem. And then I would have went up. Because what makes this Yeah, you see how he's already spinning? Yeah. Let me just see something. Yeah, if you cut right about here and go straight at him, you'll be able to get him before it clinks. Because you see how once he stops like this, now he's going to throw.
Well,
Remember to hold your sword if it's going to bounce off like that. You always want to diagonal throw the keys. It's tough. It's a very tough room. Small note, you probably would have been a little bit quicker if you did one pot in this exact scenario. Because that's only a half a second. And you probably lost 2 seconds there. What was your time walking up? 321. You probably want to be aiming for like a sub 320, maybe even a 318. For context, I'm aiming for like a 313. So that's why I gave you 5 seconds. All right, I don't care about that room. Are you holding left out of this room? Yeah, there's something here that doesn't look right. I think you like pause. I don't know. You just hold left out of that room. Obviously, this doesn't matter. Just hold down. No, ball and chain is easily one of the hardest rooms, I think, in when you're around this level. Okay, that looked good. Actually, I didn't really glance at this room. My eyes kind of like spaced out. Yeah, that's fine. All right, how do you fall off this? Okay, I like it. I'm good. Perfect. Okay. Same principle in this room. You want to basically hang on this wall. That's it. And if this guy gets in your way, he's going right left, just boom him and keep walking down. It takes too much time to go around him. And usually when he's going right, he's just going to bounce back to the left and you're going to have to deal with him anyway. So you might as well deal with him on this right lane instead of fighting him over here on the left. So just to put that out there. Perfect. If you wanted to really greed this, you might have been able to squeeze in there. You might have, but I don't. I'm not too concerned about that. You boom him and you're out. I'm good. I'm good with one boom and out. Good. You lined up against that wall. I've seen a lot of mentees not do that. They kind of like stay in the center. Like I've seen a lot of mentees do this and then go like that. And you absolutely should like hit this wall and then just hold down right the entire time. Down right, down right, down right, down right, down right, down right, down right. And then right about here, you're going to go right. Just hold down right this entire time with whatever wall is here once you can hit it. But you did it perfectly, Gab. Nice. All right, we're getting this blackboard thing going. It's good. I don't think there's too much trickiness about this upright. Yep, underneath the pot. Perfect. All right, let's see how well you do pushing the mantle. How do you do this? I like to just hold up left here. Because it's a short stairwell, I agree you should be like wiggling on it. But I just hold up left right when let me draw my line better. Right when I hit the stairs. And then I just lean up against this table. So right when I get onto the stairs, I just hold up left. And then I line up against this, and then it's just left, up, and right. Like that. Okay. That works for me. All right, how we do pushing the mantle? That was perfect. Good job. Okay, upright. Hope you got your thumb on the Y button. We'll wait ready for that rat. For completionist's sake. Right about there. You should have your thumb like right over the Y button because you do not want to get bopped by some by a rat just going straight down. So just be ready for it there. So good job. How we do with snake avoidance room? I don't think we went over that room. Okay. I think the center one ended up being a little more open, but no worries. 2 booms is fine. Good. Good. I remember you telling me you like to go above the bat. I think this was fine. The only thing I would just say is if you wanted to be a little bit sweatier, you don't have to be in front of this chest. You can like be like here. Like as long as half of your head is touching the chest, you can kind of sneakily grab half of it. But I think you did very well in this room for what you explained to me that you like to go for. You went around the bat and no snakes. Good job. That's a very difficult room. You can be pumping immediately out of the text box if you are pumping. If you're not worried about pumping, don't worry about it. I think there's some pumping going on. All good. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yep. Yep. Got nothing to say about that. Well done. All right. I mean, it was really a bad RNG. So I guess what you said to yourself, there's 2 on the left. I don't feel like going to the left here, so I'm going to try to go to the right of them. And then all of a sudden, this happens. And I'll be honest with you, at this point, I agree. Just slash them. There's no reason to make a mistake with a boomerang. Hey, Kane, how's it going? How was your Z2 runs? I do upright under the bat to bait him to move. I actually do the same thing. DPS. I actually I walk up about a little bit more than this. Right about here is when I start to walk up to the bat, and I like to aggro him too. Got 79 another gold. GG's. No complaints. Hey, Bitey, how you doing? But no, I agree with you. I'll be looking at chat a little bit more often. Sorry about that DPS, but I kind of agree with that. All right, we're talking about long hallway. It's kind of what you want to do. I probably would have ended up staying on the left lane and then would have slashed. And unfortunately, you end up having to slash twice or maybe even 3 times because everything goes nuts. I think this is just a bad example of some pretty bad RNG, and I think you're fine. So don't sweat it. That was rough. That was rough. Okay, that's what we talked about. Just throwing a quick boomerang. I'm good with that. How do we do here? Could have grabbed that a little bit sooner. Remember, you can grab the left side of this. Oh my god, why does it take so long to pull the frickin' lever? Probably get away with it there. You can be greedy with this. Like all you gotta do is let go of holding right, and then you're gonna snap into either grabbing it or you're too far to the left, and then you'll just I guess press right again. But like you definitely don't have to walk all the way over here. Okay. There we go. All right. We're good with that. Let's see how we transition here. Okay, we're pretty high, but that's fine. We will control the guard the way we want to. It's a little high. You see how you went down there? You can transition a little bit lower to be trying to be right at the height of that tree. Small thing. Holding down right, long down right. Nice. More down right, all down right, all down right. Still down right, down. And down left. Got 2 down lefts, but that's okay. All right, how do we do with this Octorok field? Oh my god, that's terrifying. Oh my god. Oh no. All right. If there's something in your way, just boom it. I immediately would have boomed that guy. So I'm impressed that you kind of got away with this one, but I would have boomed that guy. I would have boomed this guy. See, like once I see you freaking out with the left there, just boom it. This is that same discussion about how the amount of time it takes you to move around something is almost the same as throwing a boomerang. So just throw a boomerang and walk straight over it. Yeah. That probably is a slash. I mean, can you go to the left of him and stay left instead? Yeah. Sorry, buddy. That's just rough. That's just a rough octofield. Just throw some booms. Throw some slashes in there. You slash this guy? Okay. We're at 1 heart. We better be slashing this guy. All right. Yep. Okay. You did what was correct, and Bitey was the one that showed me this. You should be touching this wall. You should be going holding upright all the way to this point here. So good. Yep, it's terrifying right now, but we're through. That's all that matters. All right, if there was one screen I would tell you to pump on, it's coming up right now. These stairs right here would be a good one to pump, and then you don't have to throw that boomerang. So if there's one screen to pump, it's that one. You can avoid boomeranging if you do that. Good. We don't move anywhere. We just hold straight up and pick up the pot. Perfect. Okay. Slashing is good to try to go for a rupee. Well done. We have made our way back to our hearts, so good job. Yup. Hold up left. Yup. Grab a heart. Unfortunate. Okay. All right. We talked about this room. Do we hold down left? Oh, we do. We were so close, though. But yeah, we had to switch to it down there. Right when this guy got in the way. Unfortunate. But I like to see that you're trying to implement the plans that I was suggesting. But yeah, once this guy starts walking, you just got to like walk down and then you can hold back to down left. But I do like to see that you were aggressive with the first guy. So good try. All right. How do we do with spooky room? Okay, we don't have to walk all the way up there. Let's start with that. We don't have to be up here. Oh my god. Yeah, we pick up this pot and we just hold left. We just walk left at this point. No need to go all the way up here. Yeah. What caused that was going too far to the right, I guess. I think you did a good job cleaning this up, by the way. I'm very happy with that. Let's take a look. I think we're too far to the right. Yeah, that's why he spawns. We're too far to the right. We can go over that room again if you want. But I think you want to be closer to the bone. All good. Honestly, you did the right thing. You grabbed the pot and you were like, I just need to kill this thing and get the heck out of there. So, good job. Oh, we got stuck on some stairs there. Oh, no. It's okay. We're only looking for the big things right now. No worries. All good. You can get that heart. I'm okay with that. I think when you get better, you won't need that heart. Even if you get down to 2.5, you could power through it, but might as well get that Sank card activated. Oh, let's talk about the screen. I like to actually go all the way to the door here. And if you're gonna slash this guy, you didn't because you boomeranged him. You can push him. Like this. And he drops the rupee right here. So what that will allow you to do, and the rupee will sit there after you get the key. So that way you'll go around this button when you return to this room and you will pick up the rupee. So it's a very good way if you're keeping track of whether you're on a blue or a red that you could actually go for a rupee chance here. I do recommend. So by leaning up against this wall, I pressed the wrong button. Oh wow, that was further than I thought it would be. So do some erasing quickly. Oh my god. Everything is just awful right now. One day I'll get better at doing all the frame stuff I want to do. This is where I want to go along this wall and then slash. And then you will push this guy in that direction. So just hold diagonal like against that. I guess it would be more like that. Should be a standard practice to always do this, Bitey, even if you don't need a rupee. You're landing against that, down, right, down, right, down, right. And then you slash right around here. And then you push him that way. Yeah. Okay. Well, Bitey says slash him every time. I generally do that personally. I think it's worth it. Even for 1 rupee, I think it's worth it. Yeah. So. But I understand if, like, you weren't considering that could be a rupee thing. That's fine. The only thing I would just small say is if this guy walked down, that guy, like beat you to it, you could have thrown the pot at him instead. That's the only thing I would be worried about. But you see a heart drop, so now you should know that the arrows are next. See how you walked right into the path of where the rupee drop would have been? Yep, boomed him. Good. We Gucci. All right, let's see how we do when it comes to the D boost. Not unfortunate. A little unfortunate. So I have a method when I do this, and I'm sure Biden will put his 2 cents in. I think this was a Foklisk move. Just hold down left. Just hold down left to lean against this, and as you hold down left, you'll obviously continue just walking downward. And then right when you get to the pokey, the popo, you'll then wrap around and walk into him. I like to walk into him from the right side, but I don't know why. It just feels a little bit smoother to find something consistent. And so I just hold down left out of the door and lean up against this wall here. And then you go around like this. Make sure you nudge the bottom rail. This rail? Really? I don't think I've ever nudged that rail in my entire life. I'm a terrible 124 player. This rail here? What? I'm going to have to switch to this and test this out myself. That's crazy. You care to explain yourself? Is it because I feel like I want to rush the popo as quickly as possible so that way he doesn't move. So that's interesting to me because you run the risk of hitting the popo. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Maybe that's something I do accidentally, but I didn't know about it. But essentially, Bitey's pointing out that. Oh, I don't even have my chat on stream. Oh, I'm such a bad. Window capture. Can you believe this? We don't have this excellent Bitey information. Can you guys see that? Is that too small? Well, as long as you go under there, I think we should be good. Too small. How dare you? Well, as long as you only write 5 words, you'll be able to be seen. How about that? I'm leaving it like that. Thank you. Good luck review. All right, so to Bitey's point, nudging against this is a good idea to make sure you don't hit the popo. So practice that. Try to hit him from the right side, and then that'll deboost you in. And I will always say this. This is something that will happen in any run where you make a mistake and there's a review happening and you probably know better, but no sweat about that. Just to point this out here, I would have probably went the left way anyway, even if you were a little worried about the hearts. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but in general, that popo doesn't walk down. But I don't know. Maybe it's fine because you're playing safe. It's all good. All right, let's grab some pots for some arrows. Perfect. I like how you grab those pots from the right side like that. I don't think I do that. I think I just learned something from you. I don't grab them that close. I like this better than what I do. Nice. All right, how do we deal with the skeleton? He's getting in the way. He's getting in the. Oh, he's out of the way. Okay, I'm good with that. Slash, get him out of here. We had a discussion. Oh, you switched the bow here. I was trying to convince you guys to try to switch the bow in this room, but that's fine. That's good. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm sure if you wanted to really mess around with it, you could have grabbed this key almost where you are right now, or maybe even a step later. Not a big deal. All right. You just had a little trouble picking up the bottle or the pot immediately. Not a big deal. You were making the right movements. Okay. Our favorite room, unfortunate, and that's a pretty good cleanup. I would take that. Unfortunate, though. Unfortunate third arrow. You really want your arrows. Oh, the red. Oh. I saw the grimace that, yeah, you didn't. I guess you were trying to press Y and then you were holding right instead. Don't sweat it. You still cleared them out, so that's okay. I would be more aggressive about not picking up these arrows. I know 19's a little scary, and we want to make sure we have enough for Landmo. But instead of this pot, I'd recommend you grab the arrows right before Landmo. This, unfortunately, is very costly in time to grab this pot. So, hey, big time save for the next PP. So that's good. But listen, if I guess we'll see later if you grab both this pot as well as the desert pot, because you are kind of on the lower side. But I wouldn't worry about that at 19 or 18. That is actually very costly to grab that pot on, even in the situation you were in. Not very well. I'm glad you picked up that. Yeah, all good. So why did that happen? Let's go over that. Yeah, it's just that you fired 6 arrows. I would say just do the practice a few more times and it'll click. It has to go. I mean, he's at 19, and we're gonna see how well his Lamo fight is, but I definitely was leaning more towards grabbing the desert arrows but before torches is much better than that. Okay. I gotta look into the run.gg, buddy. It's kind of a hype website. Whether it puts up the stats as you're doing the run, or it does a really good job of keeping track of your stats. I don't like this. I want you to pick this pot up and then pick up the center pot, because that way, when you leave, you get to walk over this spot twice. So I would just pick up that pot and then pick up that pot and then do your dash turn up to hit it, because now you're gonna have to walk around this a second time. Oh, is it similar to that? So let's see what you do on the way out. I trust you. I think that if you're gonna do this, you might as well get the bombs. There's just so much value in 3 bombs since you're here, but it is a text box, so I guess it's costly. All right, so you pick up the. So if you're gonna pick up the pot anyway, why not pick it up on the way in? I guess is the point I'm making. So yeah, pick up the pot on the way in. Perfect. I'll just say really quickly, you really want to not nudge on this statue. You didn't, which is good. But if you nudge on that, there's an opportunity that this Octorok shoots you. So you want to be a bit clean on that. It's a small thing. I didn't see a dash turn there. I'm going to point out any dash turns that I don't see. So small. I know we went over that, but you want to hold up left on this screen, and you're going to beat this guy. Like right out of this screen, hold up left. and it's going to put you one frame higher to line up with this wall up here, and it's going to get you past this guy. I mean, you got the dashes off, so I don't think you lost that much time other than maybe the clink, so don't worry about that. All right, you tried. I remember we talked about that bush. Good, good, good. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Bye, do you like this? I like it. Nice. Got it. Do we snap in? Yep, we snap in. Easy unholy. I did that for a while, and then I stopped until I got to like 125, and then I started going for the unholy spin speed towards the book. I always do the spin speed out of the weir, but for a very long time I stopped doing it towards the book. Okay, how we do here? I didn't see you. This is kind of annoying, and I don't like the screen, but you kind of want to be a little bit more to the right. So what I've seen people do is they hold down right out of this screen, and it gives you a better chance of him seeing you. But I think I want to be a half a tile more to the right. Just a small amount, and then you have a better chance. Like, you handled this really well. Usually this guy absolutely ends me if I clink into him and he doesn't see me. So good job. But be careful. This is a screen where you're going to hold upright. Okay, good. It just has to be one step upright, and then you can start dashing. You don't have to take like a half a tile. Just to put that out there. Okay, we got the book. Just hold down. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Good job. Any reason we went to here? Yeah. It just looked a little odd there, Gav. Unfortunate. You need to be one more pixel to the left. Unfortunate. But yeah, you want to cut down that bush, though. That was the right call. That's very good. Yeah, that's perfect. Might be a little bit to the right. Yeah. So you want to be a little bit more to the left so you get the dash all the way to the top of that. No biggie. I see a push there. You guys see that? I saw an up left into this book. Oh my goodness. Going frame by frame is sometimes a poor choice that I make. I could do it. I believe in you. Yeah, you did get a book up left. Nice. Wow, that only cost us all 20 years to go back to. All right, I think we talked about this entrance. Let's look at this. Whoa, we walked. Probably doesn't cost that much time, but you can dash to this spot. You don't have to walk to it. That I don't like. This we are going to be fast enough that we don't have to throw the pot at him. It's just like an immediate pot throw here to the left, and then you just walk to there and just dash turn up, and you will beat this guy every time. Yeah. We can be dashing here. We can dash after the enemy. Yeah, that's like 4 tiles, right? To the top. That's worth it. Dash up and dash left. We can do that. Okay. Which way do we go? Go to the left. Whoa. Once you get to this torch, you can just up left into it. Like right here. This should just be an up left to the key. There's no, you kind of like going a little bit out here to right field, so you don't have to do that. Just hold up left this whole way into the torch. Okay. I don't know if this is too worth pointing out, but when I do these transitions, you can either hold like right or down right, and then that will help buffer a little bit of when you have to press A. Like as you see, you're gonna like stand still and then you'll dash. Like this whole time, I'm holding right. And now you started dashing. So you could have gotten like 2 or 3 steps in before you timed when you have to dash. Let's see the next one. Hold down right out of this. And now you started dashing. That was probably a little bit. Oh, get these pots on the way back. It's probably not that big of a deal, but there's just something about having to go out of your way rather than dashing straight down from here. I don't know. It's kind of just one of those things that it was always shown that it's like, this is the walking distance that you have to do here. But when I return, right? Whoa, that's a bad angle. I pick up this pot and I just have to walk up to this. See how that's a little bit shorter when I have to run out? This distance is shorter than this distance of walking straight down to the pot. And then you'll have to redash. So definitely pick up these pots on the way back. These arrows. I'm glad you know about the arrows. Hold down right. We should be facing right by now. If we were facing right now, we would have opened the door or we would have started opening the door. You want to be facing the door and opening it as soon as possible. I know this is a room we kind of went over, but I'll just briefly say we don't have to walk so far high when we stab this guy. That's good enough. That's plenty good enough, and you can hold right and then dash to be underneath the statue. So because we stepped higher, we now have to walk down, because if we try to dash right, we're going to go straight into that statue. And I mean, you get the popo, so I'm glad. But I'm a little concerned if that popo decides to go really quickly, you might miss out on him. Okay, we're good. And dash out. Yep. Okay. Perfect. We talked about listening for the cannonballs. Bitey wouldn't know anything about that since he. Whoa, we do not dash here. About the cannonballs, Bitey wouldn't know anything about that. He never listens to the game, so no sweat here. I know this. Let me tell you, when I first played this game, I agree with you. This looks like a very lucrative dash. It's not worth it. This is just a walk, unfortunately. So this is just up left and then hold up. But I guess the reason you're thinking about this is because you're not getting the pot now, so you're dashing past it. So that kind of makes sense, right? Like I'm coming in here on the right side, and now I have to dash up to get this pot. So I get it. I think that even if you were to go around this pot, you still actually walk it. And you just walk to the spot that you're at right now instead. No biggie. You never use the cannonball audio? It's really good. I highly recommend it. Small thing, cancel this with a diagonal, and then you'll be right up against the wall when you do it. You can just have to take one step down. You don't have to take 2 steps to grab the pot there. Everything else looks good. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. No wiggle. You can wiggle on that if you want. You can dash out of here. It's a little weird. You want to be like here. And you want to have like 1 wiggle pixel when you do it. That's what people have maxed out. So you want to dash about here. Thank you, Bitey. I do recommend that too. We walk in this? Good. Perfect. You could have gone all the way to the wall. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, you kind of canceled it a little early. I would have just held down right all the way. Keep holding down right, keep holding down right, and then right when I make this corner, I would have held down. Good. You can hold down again in the screen transition. It'll make it easier to make sure you get over Sand monster. Good. Do you? Nice. Good. I'm good with that. Yep. Don't change that. Okay. If you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, you can learn that you only have to be like on half the key to pick it up. Like, that's probably good enough, picking up the key. All right, let's see how we do on Popo Murder Room. All right, I know we went over this, so maybe it was before or after, I don't know. Once you go a little bit more than this full tile, you can dash down and get this guy. Like, this probably is good enough, but I would probably do this. You can just dash turn here, and you can kill this first guy. Unfortunate. I would have went after the top guy instead, but it's kind of hard and annoying in this room, so I don't blame you. But in that scenario, I would have went after the top guy first. I don't like this. I recommend you take the bottom path because this can happen, and now you have to fight these guys. You only lose a few frames. It's like 3 to 5. Maybe Biden can even say how short it is. But instead, go down here and go right. And you can actually kind of like stand on this tile here and you will be on his head and it won't hurt you. It's 9 frames. There you go. And then you're going to dash up. And by doing this, it doesn't affect these popos that are chilling up here. Oh, well, it helps when I click on the right thing. Yeah, these popos will be static until you do this dash. And what's great about that is they'll spawn later and then they won't move. And so they won't move onto that pot that you have to deal with to get that key. So they would have stayed. I don't know, was it here and here, I think? And you could have just, once you do your dash to about here, I don't know, and then you hold up left, you have a free path to this and they will never get in your way. So for 9 frames, it's worth these guys being static and not dealing with. I'll let you change it when you're going for the world record. Yeah. Okay, good. You got the key dash there. Nice. Let's see where you get this key. See, you're right on top of it. That's probably good enough. This might be good enough. This is good enough for me. I'm not walking too much further than this. Again, up left. Again, we can be opening this door here. We do not need to walk all the way over here to open this. Hold up left so you're facing the door, and you are probably opening it here, approximately. Absolutely. It's RNG dependent. If the popos don't in the room before this do separate and give you the room that you need, then you can save the time. Exactly. Okay, so we get the arrows anyway. If you're gonna do this, I would say just dash up and dash right. All the way to here. So you end up getting the arrows in both scenarios. All good. He was a little silly. You might be able to get away with like lamping here. So you're closer to the, I don't know why I'm doing it this way. Lamping here, and then that way it's a little bit closer to when you aggro him that you'll be able to light this. I don't know. I really haven't experimented too much. I generally don't get those arrows. And Corey confidently tells me he really likes to get those arrows a lot when he's low. How did we do this? I think we actually did this door right. Yeah, see this? This is what I like. Look at that. You're in the middle of the hallway opening this door. It's fantastic. All right. See how our Lambo goes. All right. So we're not going to move up. We're just going to shoot a little early. Unfortunate. Okay, we get 2 on him. I do like moving to the left there. That's fine. Just a little early there. So now we killed him. 13 arrows. Hey, you got 3 on the last one. Nice. All right. So we've gone over this and how I've said how the first cycle is like very important, and unfortunately we just shot a little too early. It was like a frame or two, and that unfortunately kind of threw you off. I've been there. Yeah. I don't blame you for shooting 2 here. You could consider for this RNG standing in the center more. Because if you're standing oh my god, I just pressed the wrong button again. If you're standing here, you have a better chance of getting this guy if he goes like this. And there's probably a good chance he's going to go like this or like this. So they're going to come at you rather than go away from you. So when you stand over here, these guys are running away from you. And when you're standing close to him, and hopefully when you hit this guy, you can kind of like walk through him a little bit. Just be worried about this rock, obviously. That rock is can be brutal, this guy. So just be careful of that. But trying to be as center as possible is pretty important. All right. Let me make my way to the next cycle here. Um since this guy is by himself, it's completely okay for you to shoot 1 arrow and react to it. Again, you should always assume he's going in the other direction. So he's probably going to go like this way or this way. So if I shot an arrow here, I might just walk down and then face up. That's unfortunate. So by facing up, then I would have had to, if I did get the first shot, I would have had to like walk like this. Well, let me erase. I have too many lines on the screen. Right, shot 1 arrow this way, and then I would have faced it up, and then I would have had to walk like this to shoot him. That's a really awkward one, and it kind of is a little bit of a panic because you're standing on the other ones that are about to spawn. You have enough time, but if you have one worm at a time, where it's spaced out from the other two, I might just shoot 1 arrow and react to it. Okay. So again, you've gone to the outside instead of the inside. So I think that's the biggest lesson we're learning of this one. I'm like standing. I did it again. I like to try to draw on the wrong thing. I think I'm standing here because I'm going to assume this guy is going to go in. I'm going to assume kind of both of them are going to go in this kind of direction like this or like this. So they're coming into me instead of you having to chase them. I know 2 hearts is like a little bit scary, but it's really not that bad because the rocks only do a half a heart and the worms do 1. If you're really at only a half a heart or 1 heart, I guess you could be a little bit safer. But 2 hearts, I think you can be a little aggressive of taking 1 hit. So just to put that out there, maybe that's a part of your decision. But you're also slow at getting to the spot, right? You see how that guy was out as you were facing right. So I want you to, yeah, like look at this. Look how much time. Maybe you just had it mistimed, but you want to get to the spot you were going to shoot and be ready. It is much better than trying to set up this position where you're going to get to the spot you want and then turn and shoot. I encourage you to prepare yourself to be at the spot you need to be and time it instead. Don't set up your timing of shooting with a movement or a walk. It'll make things a lot easier. It'll make Ganon a lot easier in a lot of scenarios and probably a lot of other bosses. So I encourage you to hit your mark that you want to be at where you're going to shoot and then wait for them. All right. Guess we're going to spend a lot of time at Lambos. All right. How do we do here? This is a tough one. I would say that I generally would be standing here, and I would try to shoot an arrow from a distance, and then I would be aiming at the down guy. Why am I doing this? Because I'm going to assume this guy eventually is going to skate his way past me as I'm facing this round direction, and this guy's probably going to go in this direction. So I'm thinking in my mind, if everything is perfect, we'll see what they end up doing at the RNG, and I'll let you know what I would react to. Shoot one arrow this way, and then face down to shoot that one, and then maybe try to shoot another one. And then when this guy makes his way over, you can try to get 4. That's what I'm imagining is a most likely scenario. Now, this guy could easily just heck off and go like this, and then it screws up my plans completely. But I'm also going for high priority, right? Or going for what most likely the worms are going to do. Because if you think about this XY coordinates, right? This is where they're always going to land, right? If I try to make myself a little grid here. I think we messed up the grid. But you see what I'm talking about, right? How do we do on a grid? I don't know. I'm making it work. We're going to play chess in a moment. King me. All right. Not the best grid. Please don't take a picture of this. But what are the odds of where this guy's going to go? So he's not going to go in any of these. Oh, wow. It gets all colorful and stuff. So this guy doesn't go into any of these. But all the others are viable. He never goes one tile. So if you think about it, this square here is the best chance for him to go. That's the most squares. I know. I'm drawing really bad colors. But that's the point I'm making, right? So this guy is going to most likely be in this rectangle here. So always think about it that way. I hope that made a lot of sense, but I'm always expecting him to go to the opposite direction. All right, let's see what they end up doing. Oh. So it looks like he's going higher than I was expecting. And you're able to get 2 off, which is good. This guy does not go in the direction I expect him to. So he would have went straight into me if I was waiting in this spot like I was telling you to. I would have had a really difficult situation of these guys crisscrossing like this. So that's very interesting, right? I told you I wanted to shoot one left and then down. And then I would have been like, oh my God, this guy's in my face. And I might have tried to go up here. Oop, let me try that again. So after shooting down, I might have tried to walk up to about here to shoot left. Or I would have had to shoot left over here. And then I would have hoped. He looks like he's going to. I can't tell. You don't know exactly where he's going to land, but he's going to that path I was suggesting, right? Where he's going to go down right, and I would have had another chance down here around arrow 4 to catch him. So that would have worked out. I don't know if I would have caught this guy with the second arrow, but sometimes that's just how the math goes. But I probably would have caught this third guy instead. So you caught the second guy. This is a very good spot. This is exactly where I would stand. You got a little bit of a space between the two, and you're on the higher side. So this is perfect. Yeah, nice, good. All right, I'm glad that we spent 5 hours on this. I'm only teasing you. All right, how do we get out of desert? Ooh, baby. All right. I have to say, Mr. Gab, I mean this very kindly. I don't think I have ever seen anyone dash off this. This is actually an impressive dash. I'm giving you a lot of credit because I have never seen that. I love it. All right. So, which strat did you end up doing? Yeah, another quick hop. Okay. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to fix this. I'm going to save you like 5 seconds. So, out of this screen, I actually want you to pick up this rock. I should pull out my pen. You're going to pick up this rock on purpose, and you're going to step lower than this rock. So instead of here, let me do it this way. Oh my god. I like the rock just appearing in his hand. Oh my god, it takes him so long to get out. Okay, cool. So let's start over. Okay. So I want you to do is pick this rock up, and I want you to dash right all the way to the edge, but not lean up against this one. If you lean up against this rock, you're going to put yourself on the grid, which will put you here, and you don't want that. Instead, you want to be a pixel down from that top rock, and it's going to kind of shoot you off like that. You're just gonna like land like around here. I'm probably exaggerating a bit, but that is where you want to end up because can't see it. That sucks. But there is a wall over here that I want you to line up against. I think you know this game well enough, but there is a wall over here that you want to lean against and get to the right of this. And by doing that, you're going to get one huge long dash. So you don't have to deal with this ledge hop here. And you're going to be dashing all the way along the right side. And you're going to end up here. With your one long dash, you're going to end up here. The top of his head. I know that I was impressed too. And then you're going to dash to the right. And you're going to get right underneath that cactus. I highly recommend you practice that. I think you're going to save yourself a couple of seconds from taking this path instead of going all the way to the left, doing 2 quick hops down. I think this is just one of those things that you never have to do in rando, right? Why would you ever have to leave desert without saving and quitting? So I know this is a really NMG screen. So no, I'm glad we spotted that. And I want you to practice that screen. What's also good about that is you're going to hit this angle here. Oh. And you're just going to hit this diagonal, and then you're going to dash up here. You'll be at the top instead. It's pretty nice. All right. Probably going to just do Hera and call it. I think that's the amount I can do. Good. We want to walk to here and dash this down to here and then run right. That is better than and what you end up doing when you dash there is you are here with one huge diagonal, with one head. I'm sorry, not diagonal, but one long right dash. So you don't have to deal with the dam. You don't have to deal with redoing anything. And now you don't have to stare at this rock because you're lower, and you'll probably end up. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, Bitey. You end up having to walk up a little bit to get around it, and then you quick up here, so you don't have to stare at this rock. But I think the fact that you just get one long dash instead of having to stop on the dam is what's going to save you the time. All right, I know. Oh, just quick hop off of this. You don't have to dash off that. We talked about diagonaling here. Diagonaling to this spot. So you have the right idea of trying to line up here, but I want to see a walk there. That dash is too short, unfortunately. I don't think you're going to save time with that. So just diagonal to that spot. Okay. Do you see that you're a pixel too high? Do you see how right there, this shadow? So I'm hoping you're going to hold down right out of this screen. And then try to time a dash to move 1 pixel down. No. So we're still too high. We move down anyway. All right. So, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. What would I have done? So, I think you would have. So, if you had moved the diagonal down there, you get past that. That pickle went up. So you got to really react to whether you can continue your dash or not. But you could have gone past this guy without stopping. This guy you couldn't. So once he is a jerk, yeah, that's unfortunate. One thing you could do is you could shoot an arrow. You can have a boomerang out for Mr. from doing the Lambo, or you can grab this bush and just chuck it at him. But that's very unfortunate. All right. I know we went over this, so I don't have to. But hey, I'm impressed how quick you are at that. But I remember we did go over how to deal with the bush there. So no worries. Don't need to reiterate that. Are you mashing A and B out of that? That looks slow of a swim. I don't think you're mashing buttons here. Something looks a little off there, so just think about mashing A and B to swim faster. You could have canceled this a little bit higher. Maybe I'm being a little nitpicky, but you could have canceled it like that a little bit. I mean, it's probably diagonal and then like a diagonal to there and then a dash here to take the yeah. I don't know. That might be a little nitpicky. Don't sweat too much about that. But think about trying to have as long dash as possible. You're a little high, I think, on the door. Oh no, you're perfect. Queen Door Coin doesn't know about this. Someone was actually teaching me. I didn't know about this. But you should actually hold right out of this door. If you hold right out of this door. Oh my goodness. So many text boxes. Yeah, if you stay on this height here, you meet the text box right about here, and you can just hold right about here, and then you can just hold down right to dodge the hole. Yeah, I learned about that actually pretty recently, so figured I'd share that info for you. I think it just hits the hole better. I don't think it saves time, but that was what someone suggested to me. Are you canceling this with LNR? I was surprised to see some boots here. It's only 3, and then you're going to do L and R and hold down. Skeptical? All right. Take a look. Okay, everything's good. All right. I'm beating this guy. I'm not dealing any dancing. This guy's getting slashed right this way. I'm going to walk straight down and slash to the right. I'm not going to tolerate this guy. This guy gets nothing. Get him out of here. The last thing you need him to do is get stuck here or run into him because you don't want to lose a heart either. So just get rid of him. It worked. I'm a little worried about that. I'm worried about that slash, but hey, if you know what to do, good job. I'm worried about that. I would have slashed him into the cave. Unfortunate. Rock. Nice. Yeah, good weight. That was a very good weight. And you went at just the right time for that boulder. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Did we talk about this screen? We talk about facing right on the stairs. If you face right on these stairs, so you stop walking up and then you hold upright as you're kind of like diagonal. It looks like you're diagonaling up the ladder. You're facing right. You will snap to here if you hold upright. So you face right and you hold upright, and then Link will just like get bopped right here, and then you'll go here, and you're fine. You did it. I mean, you got underneath that rock, so I'm happy for you, but it could be a little bit cleaner. If you wanted to, you can enter the right for the quick warp, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think that's fine. I want to focus on the hard rooms anyway. I think you're just 1 pixel to the left of the quick warp there. Yeah, that's okay. Quick hop. Perfect. That's fine. All right, see what we're going on here. Nope. 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 We don't dash here. It's okay. Right here, you just want to hold up left. It's unfortunately not enough to dash, and it's just worth just holding up left here. You could do a little bit of pumping. As you can see, it's kind of a 30-degree angle, but you don't need to be air pumping. So just walk this. No worries. I'm okay with that. If you see you can get past him, you don't have to dash and you can walk to the key. But if you've dealt with this Moldrum too many times and he's a jerk, then you can dash every time. Not a big deal. I think I would have tried to squeeze around him, but that's okay. When are we menuing? All right. I mean, we got away with it. I think we discussed this could be a menu, right? If you dash all the way to this blue thing, you can menu and see where the moldworm is going, or maybe even pause here and switch to lamp to see what's going on. And then, of course, the other thing to discuss is whether you want to actually cancel your dash here and then dash up again and try to figure out what's going on. This is also very, very strong. So here, menu to lamp, or you can menu to lamp here in these couple of spots. I think you kind of got a little bit away with murder because you swung left, and if you went straight down, that would have been rough. So you got away with it a little bit, but that's how it goes. There's enough moldworms to be jerks, so we can get away with it. No worries. What do we do for this strat? Do we get a pot? We don't get a pot. If you want to, you can throw a pot at this tile and be waiting by the door. And by the time this flings right here, the door opens. And so now you have to you kind of meet it at the same time because you were waiting in that corner. But what you can do is grab a pot 2 tiles before. Is this the right one? This is where I grab the pot to my right. And then if you grab this pot to the right, you kind of hold upright to head towards the door. So I grab this pot, hold upright, and this thing is going to whiff and miss, right? So that misses. And then you want to time it. So you're holding a pot right here. And then right when this tile starts to move is when you want it to be hit, is the best way to say it. So right, you probably could get away with like throwing the pot a little bit, right? It's going to take a little bit of time to get to the tile, but obviously once it's like in motion, that's when you want the pot to hit the tile, and that'll open the door a little bit sooner. All right, how do we do this room? Okay. It's up to you if you want to find a different time to menu from the other places I was talking about. You could also menu to lamp in this room to read the RNG here. It's a little tricky. I'm a little surprised actually it's not a dash out when you don't do it. It is 5 tiles to hold up, but most people just diagonal in this room and just walk it. You just kind of walk to here, and then you have to decide whether you're going to fight this guy or not. And you can menu like right around here, I guess, for the menu. And then you can determine if you have to fight this guy or not. It was kind of a bad RNG, so that's why you kind of had to do a throw a few slashes. I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna. This is a very fun room to try to get really fast in, but I wouldn't worry too much about it yet. Okay. I think you just kind of do a cheeky strat with this. We've talked about this a bit. I know you're not a big fan of the other ones, but If you want to practice it, you can. What I would say about the third one is throw a pot against him anyway if you're picking up the bomb. Because you have to pick up the pot for the bomb anyway, so you might as well smack him with that rather than doing another sword slash. Small thing. All right, we've run over this room a few times. I know I've told you to dash on that screen. That's really annoying. I guess for the sake of completeness, I like to menu on this pot because then you can read the RNG of the left Moldorm and decide how you're going to throw this pot at him. Because we all know we want to kill that thing. So by menuing here, you will see that you didn't have to move. You could have just thrown instantly. Oh my god. Looks like hovering it above him. That's actually kind of crazy looking at. Yeah, look at that. Why is this animation so funny? Oh my god. Did anyone ever realize that he does that? Is there something because of the pot slide? I'm too distracted to do a PB review from now on. Hey Dane, how you doing? He looks so silly. All right. Unfortunately, if you had just thrown the pot just a little bit sooner, you wouldn't have gotten bopped by this guy, but it sucks. If you wanted to, there is a heart in the bottom pot. Just to put that out there. I know we've gone over this room, so I'm not going to spend any time on it. But I've given you plenty of opportunities. But let's check out the Dodongos in the meantime. I've seen a lot of people do this. I don't like walking to the left of this. I don't know. It just feels wrong when I do this. I want you to go straight down to the right of this torch. I don't care if you hit the star or not. You shouldn't have to hit the star, but it's not a big deal. I don't know. It just feels like it's kind of a little bit out of left field when people go to the left of this torch. It just feels unnatural to me. We should be grabbing the center pot. Do you go back for it? You don't. There's a bomb here. Oh yeah, we want this bomb. Oh, this is huge. Yeah. This center pot has a bomb in it. Even if this guy gets in the way, I slash to get rid of him. Yeah. Yeah, we want a bomb here. Maybe that's why your bomb count is off. You waited. Do you know about the railing thing? Right here, if you walk left and then hold up left, whether you slash your sword or not, by facing left, you can get past the fire. Right here. Practice it before you do it in a run. I don't want you to get burned and be really upset, so practice it. But if you are right... Yeah, I think you would have been fine. You were in the spot to actually get past it. Yeah, if you held left and up left, you would have not gotten burned. All good. I think we talked about the bumper skip, and we just hold diagonal. Yeah, that's okay. I know we went over this, so no sweat. How we do against moldy? I know we've had a lot of discussion about the moldy. Oh, you could have slashed like so much earlier. Right about here, I probably press up and I just slash like immediately. You probably could have gotten him right here if you just still faced right. I would have held up probably. But yeah, you could have definitely got him there. Oh man, it all of a sudden started getting scary. I would have waited for him. Where would I have waited for him? What would I have done? I probably wait where you do, but I hold left like immediately once I see that he aggroes. So maybe you want to step a little bit further away. Like if you are just here, I think you have enough time to recognize that he's going to aggro by walking left, and then you'll be able to slash down. I think you're too close, and that's what frightened you. So I think if you're not able to react to him, oh, I pressed the wrong button. Doing this straight right. If you don't, if you need to react to this, or you do have to react to this, but if you can't react to it this close, then I recommend being a little bit further away. And I know we actually had a long discussion, I think, after this PB about this, so it's not that big of a deal. So that would be one where you wait here. Oh my god. In the center. So he's in the center enough. You're going to be able to chill right here. And whether he goes around this way or around this way, you're just going to follow him and then you're going to stab him in the butt. This is a free hit every single time because he has to make this complete circle. And by the time he like has to do something different, you've already stabbed him in the back. So that's a hit there. Okay. That's another one, another good position where you could have stood right behind him for the circle. Okay. I know we've gone. Oh, unfortunate. We've gone over of how to you want to be doing a slash and a dash through. Very unfortunate. So, hey, you got a free 30, 20 seconds here because Moldorm knocked you off on the last hit. So that's pretty nice for your PV. But unfortunate. I know you'll be ready the next time to slash and then dash through him for the last hit. All right, let's go over this one. I think we're going to call it after this. Okay, see how he goes straight down? That's one of the RNGs. You popped him. You can go right behind him. This is a perfect time to he's in the center that you can kind of do whichever whichever circle he does of going clockwise or counterclockwise, you can stab him in the butt. This is one where you could be a little bit greedy. So if he goes like these and goes into this edge, there's a chance he might run at you. But I think you have enough time because I think he's going to go like this and you're going to be able to stab him before he hits the wall. And I would have went for this one. But I can understand you looking at that and being a little afraid. But obviously, if he takes this path, you have a free stab no matter what. I think there's enough time if he goes left to get him in the butt. Okay. So obviously, this is one where you kind of would chill back, right? He's going to be really close against the wall. No reason to stand really close to him. He's probably going to bounce off of it. And okay. And now he's going to go at you. Nice. All right. This is where we've talked about it. Face right, slash. And then I would stand about here. I'd expect him to be coming at me like this. And then I would dash right. That's what I would have done. I would have immediately slashed right and started walking here. Boy, is there enough X's and O's on the screen, or are you confused? So slash right. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be doing an arrow. Ah, that was not the eraser. Slash right and stand here. So maybe a little dude like that. And you got your sword facing that way. And I would expect him to do maybe one or two bounces, and then bam, he's gonna come at me like that. That would be the first thing I would do. And if I needed to, I would walk higher. You want to be on the top half of him as much as you can. So if I felt like he was coming at me like this, I'd try my best to meet him actually a little bit higher here and then start dashing in place. Remember to slash your sword first when you do this strat. All right, let's see what he does. See? Look. Exactly. Oh, he didn't aggro, actually. Never mind. He didn't do what I wanted him to do. Yeah, this is terrifying that you're just like chilling. Look at that. And then you got him with the slash. Nice. Okay. You got him. I think that's really scary to do that. What do we got? We got 11 o'clock. I think we're going to call it there. Guys, thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. And any insights? Bitey, Kane, Dennis, Dane. Oh, hey, Fina, how's it going? Absolutely. DFS, DPS if you're still there. Hope you guys learned something. I will do this again Friday. We'll do another like 3 or 4 segments, and maybe I'll do a longer one over the weekend. I just haven't decided when I can do that. It depends on when Menti schedules stuff. You learned a lot? Great. I'm glad. Good. I appreciate that. Listen, I always welcome lurks, but if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. And yeah, I think Friday we'll continue with this, and then hopefully I can pick a day over the weekend to maybe at least catch up to where we are in Dark World. Anyone have any? Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna call it there. I was about to ask about questions, but you know what? I'm calling it. All right. Well, good. I'm glad you guys learned. Thanks everyone for showing up.